street politics. You know, we have a different culture than many cultures. Just coming to the understanding of the hustlers, the drug dealers, the scammers. We are like the stock market. Where people invest their time, energy, resources into, and they look at it, our lives go up and down. And the people that are putting in the resources are getting fed by the economy on how well one of the groups are doing over the other. Because, you know, down from the hustlers have many, many women, and those women are getting things from them and money, living in houses, driving cars. You know, those are maybe the side pieces to the guy's wife, who's also another black female that's living in the house, raising black children, trying to better society, whether they're doing right or wrong. Those women oftentimes come from places of less economic means and are now being pulled up to the next level, raising families that are going out to change the game, because those families come from two different environments, which we call the educated environment that went to college and moved on in society, that are reaching back and grabbing some of these, you know, people of different and alternative lifestyles of economic empowerment. And they're teaming up and they're raising different children. And these children in the streets you're getting three different levels. You're getting educated, moving on. You're getting a confused group of individuals. And then you have what we call little demons. Those are the ones that have now been bred by real hustlers, players, street people. And they are without conscience and move through the earth, doing as you see today. So we have to understand, you know, there's a lot more in depth in our culture than what we believe when we look at people's occupations, where they come from, their economic benefit or the lack of, and how they come up through society, so we can begin to understand what we're really going through. We have to now, as I always say, go back to the beginning. I use that terminology when I'm talking about dominoes. When I don't know what's going on in the game, and even my partner is playing against me, I go back to the house. I start over again. If I have a set of bones in my hand that are predominantly conducive to me using a zero, or what we call a blank, I start back there. And it causes them underlying to, one, question my hand, and two, now they're thinking about the game. So when they're thinking about the game, all I have to do is understand their moves. I don't have to understand my moves. Even if they see my move, it's only one move. This is where I stay ahead of the game. Each one of them are now concentrating on me and exposing their weaknesses, and I am concentrating on all three of them. That's the terminology I use when I tell you I'm 3 steps ahead of you. Because many individuals go through life and they only focus on one thing, the target or what they're doing at one time. When most of the other modern world that we live in are 3 steps ahead of you. They're speaking multiple languages. They've traveled more than you, and they haven't been segregated to much as the extent that you have been. So that's why their children are 3 steps ahead of us. We have to get 3 steps ahead of them, but they have to understand that we catch on quicker, we learn faster, we dominate anything that we are in is because of who we are. And so that's part of the economic plan and the mental attitude and the changing and transformation, I believe, of the African American races when we begin to really understand who we are. Not because of the violence that we're going to portray in the world, only because we understood and had the attitude always that when we bring peace into the world where people are be able to become comfortable with their lives and be able to create and bring the things that we brought when we built this place, the United States. And as we begin to create and help heal the world, I think it would be for the better. So many people in the world believe that if the black man ever became the most powerful nation in the world, that we would repay everybody for the things that have happened to the black race. And rightfully so. Whoever did something to black people and put us in this condition that you are in, and I'm not calling nobody out. Everybody knows that what went on. Everybody knows what's going on in the world. You're grown. I mean, come on, let's grow up. Let's not continue to play the smoke and mirrors. Let's talk like adults. So yeah, I mean, you truly deserve whatever you think that you should be punished with. But no, we're beyond that now. We survived what was ever thrown at us, and once you allowed some similitude of equality to us, we outran you 3-1 because our minds don't think like yours. You guys think asymmetrical. You focus on one thing and you conquer that. To conquer the world, you have to be able to think 3 times faster. You have to run 3 times faster. You have to produce children 3 times faster. And it's a game of numbers. That's what you guys never understood. That's why you thought you was understanding when you were talking about 1/16 black blood. Yeah, but you were confused. You had to cube that. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, and all we want to do is better the world, live in a better place. We believe if the environment is at peace and everybody's being creative and doing what they're doing, there won't be time for hatred and all those different things, because at the acceleration of which things would change would keep the world interested enough to want to be a part of that. But the majority of the world likes to stay where they are. That's the mistake. Everybody's always afraid of the unknown and where we're going because you think you're in control, but you're not. The one that created us has always been in control. He knows exactly what's going on at all times. And what we don't see is the end. We don't understand the process, and that's probably the best thing, because the world that I live in exists in this reality. We can't even take care of the things that he gave us that we understand. Look at the world and what it is today. Slavery, murder, all the different things that are going on in the world with little children and our elderly. We don't even have to look at God or the devil for that. We're doing that amongst ourselves. And we call ourselves civilized people. Yeah, this is your host, Charlie Hustle. Thank you for tuning in to In the Grind, as we were looking at socioeconomic and political things that are happening to our society. I hope the information was helpful. And like, share, and subscribe, man, if you think the information will help, as we got part 2 as we coming in. Thank you. And this is Uncle Charlie. Yeah, and I'm just shooting the shit.